Hi, everyone. I'm Star, a systems and productivity expert. I'm so excited to be a part of the Blaze Virtual Summit this year. My business is focused on helping women of color mompreneurs balance their business with family life so they don't have to pick one or the other. I want to do a pulse check. Let me know if you're a mommy in business in the comments, or if you know any amazing moms that's crushing it in their business. I want to see a 1 if you're a mompreneur, and a number 2 if you just know an amazing mom that's crushing it in her business. Okay. All right. So just a little bit about my story. In the peak of COVID, I was let go from my at-home tech job because they could hear my kids in the background. And this really ignited a fire in me. I told myself that I need to rewrite my story. I need to find something that would allow me to manage life as a mom and be able to sustain an income. And at the time, I feared having my newborn daughter experience going to daycare like my first child did. So I was determined to start my own business so that I could have the best of both worlds. Now I'm on a mission to empower other women and share practical strategies on how to implement the right structure to make this dream a reality so that they can also welcome convenience without sacrificing time with their families. So let's get into it. Redefining mompreneurship. So as you guys already know, traditionally, we're conditioned to believe that kids don't go together well with work, like they shouldn't be around our workspace, like we have to hide them. It's viewed as like this tough struggle or unbalanced thing that we try to accomplish. You know, we hear it all the time, girl, you got your hands full. And people tend to doubt whether we can be successful in business while being good moms. And honestly, for a long time, my old job had conditioned me to believe that I had to force my kids in daycare to be able to focus on getting work done, as if they can't go together smoothly. Luckily, things are changing. And y'all, this is us. This is the reality. People are starting to see our value a little bit more, starting to notice our potential. And naturally, if we're honest, we're really good at multitasking, solving problems, and understanding people's needs. Like, honestly, y'all, we're building little humans while building generational wealth for their future little humans. And the more we embrace it, the more we actually just, just walk into our zone of genius. People are also starting to be more supportive and create an environment for us to actually succeed in. So I also want to talk about the challenges, because if we're real, y'all, sometimes it can be a little bit challenging. Let me know if any of these resonate with you. If you feel like you have been that person that's just wearing way too many hats, whether it be in your personal life or in business, or if B, you're like me and you deal with a lot of guilt or self-doubt, or maybe you experience mental stress from just feeling like you have to do it all. And if you don't want to admit it, that's completely okay, but I want to see in the chat. Let me see an A, if you're wearing too much hats, if B, you feeling guilty, or C, mental stress has been taking a toll on you. Sometimes it can be really overwhelming, like feeling like if we want something done right, we have to do it, which leaves us feeling like we just have to do everything. Constantly, we experience endless interruptions or people not putting respect on our business, or, that guilty feeling like we're not being able to be present or show up 100% in any area of our life, while also not completely taking care of ourselves, just because our time is super, super divided. And it feels just like overkill, or like we're overstimulated sometimes, resulting in strained relationships, personal burnout, or just our hindered ability to actually grow. And sometimes we miss out on opportunities. But I want this to be a reminder that it's okay. It's okay to not feel okay, but we do have to do something about it. It requires implementing strategies so that we can actually find that balance and show up our best selves and actually love our business and love our personal life and actually find the balance. So let's talk about actually redefining those tough moments. I feel like moms, we sometimes don't realize that there's a lot of non-negotiables in our business and just how important it is. We do have to have a well-structured lifestyle environment in our home. It's really, really important for us to be able to maximize our productivity. We are capable at being our best when our environment is in order. So let's get into the foundation. I feel like a lot of times moms don't realize how much of a non-negotiable it is to have that lifestyle structure, to have structure in our home. Having a well-balanced home environment is really crucial, because when our environment is great and thriving, that's when we're at our best. So the foundation that I've come up with that has helped me and that I always recommend to other mompreneurs, that is really important to set aside a designated area in your house other than just your normal workspace. We have that go-to workspace that we go to when we're handling business, and it's usually in a separate room or a corner, and it's that go-to space. We probably have some books on there. Sometimes it gets overcluttered, but that's our space that our computer's usually stationed at. But a lot of times we underestimate the power of having two workspaces. I always recommend that you should have like a more secluded area as well. It's that business, it's that room that we mean business in. So when our family see us going there, it's that quiet space. It's probably like somewhere in the closet, maybe it has a lock on it, somewhere that we can go that is a lot more secluded, so that we can have those important meetings that we can be left alone in. So find yourself another workspace if you just have one. Another thing that's really underrated is decluttering regularly. It's really good to declutter online and offline. So clean up those files, clean up those emails. I know we may have 2,000 emails, but when that happens, our productivity levels is slowed down tremendously. We're missing emails, things go missed. And honestly, when we go into those emails, it's already overwhelming. It's like something we're running from. So I like to say, set a commitment to declutter, whether it be daily, weekly, sometimes monthly, that you put on your calendar to know it's time to declutter. And number 3, a part of the foundation is create a routine and optimize your schedule. Identify some non-negotiables so that you can commit to those things, whether it be like monthly research, monthly decluttering, or monthly refining my automations in my business. Just those commitments that kind of keep you on top of your mind, and add those into your schedule so that you can stay productive, because those things can't go missed. And there's a lot of non-negotiables that happen. Like for me, it's my morning routine, my skincare routine. A lot of those things should be in our schedule so that other things fall in line with it. Block it off on your calendar. It's things that need to be done, and we need to prioritize them just as much as our daily to-do list. So optimize your schedule so that you're performing in your best way. This will help you with your efficiency, mental clarity, motivation, and creativity. So I want to get into 2 really important components aside of the foundation. One of them is productivity. And I want to talk about the 4 pillars of productivity. Something that a lot of people have probably heard of, or maybe not, would be task batching. Let me know in the comments if you've heard of task batching, maybe, maybe not. But this is when you prioritize and categorize tasks using techniques like the Eisenhower matrix. And it's where you kind of categorize tasks and get them done by their topic or by their type. So for example, maybe on a Monday, you're deciding to get your whole social media things done and out of the way, so that throughout the week, you have other things, that you can take care of. So I might put on Monday, I need to do my social media strategy. I need to engage with comments, manage DMs, maybe reach out to brands and do follow-ups. So that way, I'm getting things done a lot faster, as opposed to spacing out my whole week with trying to get one thing done. It's really important to task batch sometimes when you're trying to meet a specific deadline in a specific area. Another thing that really, really helps propel productivity would be theme days. And this is so underrated, but this is one of my favorite pillars of them all. It's really good to establish a structured routine that allows you to have a balanced approach. So throughout your week, you never want to just have a whole bunch of things that you have going on and miss maybe self-care task or miss CEO task or miss family task or networking days. So I like to put themes on my days, and I recommend if you've heard this for the first time that you implement this as well. But for example, Mondays, I hate Mondays. So I always make a commitment to myself that I don't schedule any meetings on Mondays and I don't do a lot of heavy work. Mondays, I like to ease into my week. And this might be something you want to practice as well if you find yourself being overwhelmed. So Mondays, I take it easy. I just do community engagement and responding to people. And then I like to schedule posts out throughout my week. And then Tuesdays, that's when I start doing a lot of work. And then Wednesdays, you can accept meetings. That's an example of theme days. So this is one of my favorite ones. Another one would be time blocking. Time blocking, this is probably one that's most common and that you've probably heard of, but it's where you block out a specific time, for example, 3 to 4 o'clock to get emails done, or 4 to 5 o'clock to get laundry done. This is where you block out time to commit yourself to actually get it done within that time. And this has worked for a lot of people, but this is just so many ways of how you can boost our productivity and get more things done. And then, of course, if you have a team, find time to delegate. Delegate. If you can, if you have a team, outsource those tasks so you can leverage them in their highest ways. Use your team, welcome your team, and make sure you are, maximizing your productivity in that way as well. So those are the 4 T's that I love that helps me with productivity. So this brings me to the 4 pillars of client management. And these are really important for nurturing your client relationships so that you can show up for your clients the best way possible and successfully meet their expectations. You want to make sure that you are building relationships with your clients. You want to foster strong relationships and actually be able to understand their needs and have that open communication while still delivering exceptional services. You want these to be repeat clients for them to rave about you and to continuously want to come back and work with you. Another thing within client management is you want to have professionalism. You want to be able to show up and be able to maintain their accurate information. And a lot of these things that I'm talking about cannot be stored all in your brain. So that's something as a mompreneur that we have to use. We have to be able to utilize these systems so that it helps us to show up in our business as our best selves. We don't have to make things hard for ourselves. We need to find the balance to be able to show up in our personal life, in our clients' lives, and then also to be able to manage projects on a day-to-day basis. Another thing is process streamlining. I know you guys hear about it all the time about automations, but automations can and will be your best friend as a mom. Having a well-structured, efficient, repeatable client process makes your life so much easier. Being able to streamline administrative tasks or streamline onboarding or streamline invoicing, it'll save you so much time in your life to be able to just be on a beach, click a button, and still be able to get work done. We do not want to be tied behind our desk any longer, not another day, not when we can save so much time utilizing the right type of tools. And then deadline and deliverable management. This will support us while also being able to actually be efficient with deadlines. I've heard of business owners being so overwhelmed in their business where they're working 7 days, 10 to 12-hour days in their business, and it's leaving them to feel like they do not want to show up in their business anymore, let alone their personal life or to take care of themselves. So having client management tools, project management tools, and being able to have lifestyle structure will just be that much better for yourself as a mom. Some of these things are not needed for other people, but as a mom specifically, a lot of these things are non-negotiables because we have to show up in every single area when it comes to maintaining a business and balancing our personal life. And the power of integration, tying it all together. Now, despite what other system strategists may say, of course, systems are not a one size fit all. So I like to list out the tools find the tool that will work for you. I love Dubsado, I love ClickUp, but I have also used many different other ones just to find out which one will fit best for me. I don't want to go with the one that everyone is talking about, and you shouldn't either. You need project management systems that are designed to assist in organizing workflows, managing projects, and optimizing your time. Systems are essential. They support you with being able to strengthen that bond and that relationship in your business for yourself and for your clients. Make it easier on yourself. And I know there's so many people out there that still use pen and paper. They love their notepad. But my thoughts on this is it's okay when you're smaller, but when you start to work with a team and you want to grow and you want to evolve, your team needs the proper SOPs and the proper processes to be able to support you in the best way possible. And despite what other people may say, you want to use the one that is going to work for you. So usually when you find the right system that fits your business like a glove, you're going to wonder how you've been operating so long without one. When considering the right systems, it's really important to choose one that's going to cater to your unique needs and demands. There's some popular ones here that I list, and I left out Trello, but Trello is another project management system that helps you with managing your clients' projects and your day-to-day tasks, and it's very, very user-friendly. Screenshot this if you want to. Asana is very aesthetically appealing, and I've heard a lot of people loving it because of just how sleek and easy it is to use it. And it also has a really convenient mobile app. And then Airtable is a little bit more on the complex side, but it does help you with automating your processes and automating your business a lot more. All of these are really good with taking your task and corresponding with your calendar and adding the task to your calendar. So that's something that I really love. That's what makes a project management system really great, in my opinion. And then also client management systems that help you with all the things that I mentioned previously, with helping you to be able to nurture your clients the right way, are Honeybook, Dubsado, and then I've also heard of two others called HubSpot and Monday. So I specialize in Dubsado buildouts and ClickUp project management systems. So I swear by those, but these are some other really great ones that I've experienced a little bit, and they're a little bit more user-friendly than Dubsado and ClickUp. So all in all, I want you guys to take away from this to create the life that you desire. I'm providing you guys all with my freebie that I've created to help you with redefining your schedule and your routine. And I want to say thank you, Casey, for having me. And I hope you guys take away some really, really cool tips from this. And if it helps you, let me know. I can be found on Instagram at theassistqueen. If you want to email me, I'm at hello@smvirtually.com. And let me know in the comments if you guys have any questions, and you guys enjoy the rest of the summit.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Star is super dope. She's actually making her way to the stage right now. She's having some slow load times. But in the meantime, I actually want to hear. I'm not a mom, okay? Though I'm the mother of a movement, maybe. I'm not a mom, so I would actually love to hear some reflections, tips, best practices from moms. And Raven, I'd love to start with you, Mama. Bringing you to the stage. What are some of your both reactions to this, but also just reflections as you think about motherhood and entrepreneurship?
Hey everybody, I am Raven. I am the graphic designer for Blaze, and I am a mom. I am a mom of three. I have a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a new baby, an 8-month-year-old. I love Star's talk, her workshop today. And it was really a lot of key points that she said, like time blocking, that is essential. For me as a mom, I time block. And it's crazy because what we're starting to see with a lot of mothers staying home, choosing to go into entrepreneurship, a lot of mothers really just reclaiming their time and saying like, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Like, we do not have to give everything to our children until we're burnt out. It's like motherhood kind of was framed that women give everything to everybody else but themselves. And now a lot of women, which I'm proud to see, are reclaiming their time and saying me first, because we now know that if we do not take care of ourselves, we cannot take care of our children. Um, Before Blaze, I was an entrepreneur, and I still kind of consider myself an entrepreneur, freelancer with creative work. Um, and before, I was in different spaces. I tried, corporate America, whatever. None of that worked because I did have to trade in my skill set for time, but that time was being taken away from my kids. And essentially, I chose my children, and that's different for different people. Some people have a bigger village. Some people, I'm divorced, so I'm a single mom, but I co-parent. So I had to do what my soul called me to do. And because I did not grow up in a household where my mom was readily available to me because she worked all the time, generational wealth for me is giving my kids the time I didn't have as a child. So being able to be 100% available to them, to me, is also a generational wealth. If somebody called about something about my kid, I can hit up my company. I work for Blaze, and I can say, hey, I got to step away. I got to do something with the kids. And I don't feel reprimanded. I don't feel like there was a point in time I'm like, I can't take off. I got to find somebody to watch my child, because if I do take off, I'm going to look like this or get. And it's like, hell nah, not no more. Like, my kids come first. Like, they have to know that their mom is going to be there when needed. And I did not have that privilege as a child because my mom had to make sure we was eating and had a roof over our head. But now that we created the privilege, because I scrapped it like anybody else. I hustled like anybody else. I put resources together to create me a steady income. And that might be saying like, look, I can't do this right now, but I frame it like this. Children are only children for the shortest time of their life. By the time my kids 40, they're gonna be teenagers. They could go out. I'm gonna have more, more time for me. But because I made the choice, which was to bring them forth, I have to give them what they're owed and what they do. So I love Stars Talk. We can bring other people on the stage to mingle about it, but I don't want nobody here to ever feel like giving your kids time is not generational wealth, because they're going to remember that. They're going to remember those moments. I mean, we remember those moments. I know for me, I was an adoptee, so I wasn't even raised with my parents. But my adopted mom worked all the time. And I was just telling my niece, like, I know what it felt like to be a cheerleader, to be on the step team, the gospel. And like, no, my mom wasn't in the audience. Like, everybody else's parents would show up, but my mom had to work. And I would drive myself there, and it created me feeling alone as a child, which grew up in how I showed up in sisterhood, how I even showed up at my job. Like, I don't even know how to ask for help. Like, so I love that we're reframing our mindsets and saying like, I can choose, I can reclaim my time. I tell my mama all the time, I would never work for these other people again. So it looks different for me. You don't have to believe it, you don't have to do it, you don't gotta approve of it. But when my three called me, I'm there. And another point that Star didn't make that I feel like we need to emphasize on is community. I would not be able to be a mompreneur without community. Right now, Soul is upstairs with my friend Tiffany. Like, I'm able to say like, hey, can y'all get the kids real quick? We work as a village. Sometimes the extra money, I got for a bonus this week, that's secure housing. Like, and that is village making money move and circulate around. So sometimes it is your home, girl. I told LaToya, I'm like, look, I come up there, y'all need me. I sit in the house so you and your husband can go have quality time. We could all be in the house with the kids, because all that matters. And we have to bring back that village mindset, which was destroyed via, capitalism and patriarchy, via that white supremacy that we're facing, destroy our village and how we work together and, integrate it together. Like, hey, I'll take all the kids to school. We stay in the same neighborhood. We're all moms. We can take turns. So just being open also to say, I trust you with my child. Like, these are my child. This is how I parent. I know you might parent different, but where I'm from, like where I'm at my house, we don't do that hitting on my child. Like, you ain't hitting on my child. Like, we don't do that. Kids can eat whatever they want. Like, okay, no, how about some fruit today? How about this? You already had this. So just being open to communicate and to work together so moms can get more freedom. I mean, we the backbone. We are the backbone. Black women is the backbone in everything. So we got to keep ourselves strengthened.
Okay, Raven. So let me tell you something. It's about 500 comments on the sermon you just gave, and this is redefining mompreneurship again, right? I'm not a mother, but who better to tell our stories than us, right? Super, super, super dope, Raven. And I'm gonna bring Alexis on the stage. Both of y'all feel free to chop it up, but Alexis, the mic is yours.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, hold on. Sorry.
Okay, mama.
Phone started ringing. First of all, Raven, kudos to you. Everything you said, I absolutely, resonate with, especially the community part. I moved back to Houston and I have nobody. But I'm really thankful for my mom. I live with my mom now, and that took some swallowing of some pride because I was coming from, my life in Arizona and had to come here. And I made that decision on the behalf of myself and my children and the business and the future that I had envisioned for myself, right? So you're absolutely correct about the community. Not only did I have to swallow my pride, but I had to realize that asking for help is a sign of strength, is a sign.
It's strength, yes.
Of, caring about what it is that I'm trying to do. And my kids are a little bit older. 7, 8, 7, 9, 11 are my youngest. And then I have 2 adult children. And, I involve them in what I do. So they know what's going on. I have a whiteboard in my room and I have a map and it has a circle and it shows the why, the how, and the what, right? And I've gone over that with them to show them exactly what we're doing, why we're doing it, and how it's getting done. And then I teach my children sacrifice, right? So I teach them, there has to be sometimes be sacrifices. Mom can't always do this, but know that I'm doing this so that in the future we can do this. You know what I'm saying? So teaching them about sacrifice early on, I think is really good for them. It's laying a good foundation for them because they're going to have to understand sacrifice when they get older. So I'm kind of just using my journey as a learning experience for them, so that when they get to that point and I hand over the reins of Scale Agent and Sway Tech, by the way, my new nonprofit, I've set the foundation. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
No, I love that you do that. And I know one thing that I have done is I reframe my mindset really around children in general. A lot of times children really are the most unprotected people in society. They don't have a voice, they're innocent and they're still figuring it out. And now that I raise my children, I cultivate my children like I would any other child. I really have shifted my mindset on how I see children. Like when I look up indigenous tribes, there was no word for orphan. There was no word for possession. There was no such thing as my child. There was no if you seen a child, that child was your child. And when I came back, and Alexis is crazy, I was just in Houston last summit, December summit. I was in Houston with an infant, and that relationship failed, and I too had to migrate back home for community. You know what I'm saying? And I was working at the same time. I had to pack up 3 little kids, and I drove across the country. You know what I'm saying? But it's because being a mom taught me how to trust my intuition. It taught me how to trust my body. From pregnancy, from breastfeeding to now, I know like, oh, I'm sensing I'm unsafe. And if I'm unsafe, I know that I'm not going to be my best self for my 3. So I'm going to have to pack us up, and I might have to swallow pride, which is nothing but white supremacy. Motherfuckers telling you shouldn't. You deserve help, girl. Like literally, you grown human. That's nothing but ideologies from oppression that we think like, oh, I can't ask for help. I'm supposed to do it all by myself. Well, I chose a bad baby dad. All that is bullshit. Like all of that is bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's systemic.
And we gotta regurgitate that shit. I'd be like, fuck all of that. Do you want to do life with me? This is what I need. I need help in this way with my kids. Like, this is how I talk. Like, you know what I'm saying? And we operate. My kids are younger, so they're not really in the business that much, but they understand community. So they understand even though I didn't dirty this dish, I might have to clean this dish because,
Right.
you know, even though I didn't make this mess, I might have to, because that's community. Like, oh, let me help you do this. That it's not no, I, because again, that's capitalism. That's that white supremacy. We move as a unit, and we still know how to say, like, I need time. My kids know when the door's shut, mommy just need 15 minutes, mommy need 20 minutes. Just like sometimes they need time, and I afford them time. Oh, you having a tantrum? You don't like that? You're upset? I get it. Let's just take a breather. Oh, you're not in the mood today? Maybe we can skip school to reset. You know what I'm saying? Seeing them as full humans, so they too can see you as a full human, because Alexis, you're more than a mom. We're more than mothers. Mothers just a part of us, but we are humans, and we have to grant ourselves humanity. So, girl, I'm proud you did what you had to do for you and your babies. Troubles don't last always. This is short shit. Like, literally, I ain't even in my own place yet. I have been bouncing from. I feel like if you watch Girlfriends, I always say I'm Joan of the. I'm not Joan. I'm Lynn of the friend group. I'm definitely not Joan. I'm at Joan's house. I am Lynn of the friend group. I'm the one who go, what y'all eating? Walk in your refrigerator, put my stuff on y'all couch, lay down, get a blanket, hand the baby off. I don't have no shame. I have no shame. I have no shame saying we don't have a house right now. We living with friends. I have no shame because life happens, and it's nothing but, again, systemic that make us feel bad for what going through hard times, for life be lifing. Like, I don't know, I just reframed my mindset. So I'm just proud that you spoke up about that, so women don't feel shameful about sometimes just pivoting. It's life. It's a part of the story, and it also teaches your kids resilient, who are very resilient. Children are the most resilient. So, girl, thank you. You blessed me to not feel shame in my shit. Like, we sometimes gotta pivot. Life goes on.
No, absolutely. I'm glad I was able to share, that part of my story. It did take a lot of me, reprogramming myself, what you said, just like recalibrating and letting myself know, this is part of my story. And then when I look back on that, I remember when I was in my childhood bedroom after having to come back to mama and I build my empire from that bedroom. I'm in tears right now, right? I'm literally on my computer that half-ass works, but I'm building it. It's happening, and my kids are watching it, and my kids are amazing. They are amazing kids, the most resilient kids I've ever, more resilient than me. And they give me strength, and they identify with stuff. Like, they see everything, and they will come up to me. My 7-year-old, she is crazy as all get out, but she's the one that'll tell the whole group, hey, mom needs 5 minutes. Let's close the door. You know what I'm saying? Mom's doing this. Mom's on a conference call. Let's give her some time, and then we'll come back and wear the hell out of her. But, ooh, that gave me chills. My childhood bedroom. I'm building that shit from here.
Say that. So good. Alexis, thank you for sharing. Both of y'all have set so many people free through this. She's still emailing. She's still having trouble connecting, but this was always meant to be. Like, this right here, this intersection right here was always meant to be. Like, it was meant for y'all to open y'all's mouths. Some folks been rocking for 4 summits, and y'all know Raven, this is the first time Raven even taking up this much space. It is effortless for her because it was always meant to be. Alexis told us yesterday she's very nervous about, coming to stage and speaking, but it was always meant to be. I appreciate both of y'all. And if Mark Zuckerberg could drop out of college, right, and Bill Gates too, a bunch of them, and build stuff in the garage. If we don't move with the audacity of the mediocre white man and show up like I'm ready because I'm here, like if we don't start moving with the audacity of the mediocre white man, we will never be free. But y'all are doing it. So thank you so much, Alexa. I appreciate you, mama. All right, y'all. I'm gonna show another question on the stage, and then we'll go back to the hands that are raised. There's so many. I think they're like 8 or 9. Okay, Raven, so get your spit ready in your mouth. But I'm going to show Monique's comment on stage. She says, no question. I just want to say thank you for this talk. I hear Raven and I hear Star. I made the decision to fully be an entrepreneur for my daughter. Come on. She's now 4 years. Thank you.
Yes.
So good. so good.
I'm
All
so
right.
glad that women have the choice now. You know what I'm saying? Back then,
Ashay.
Granny ain't had a choice. When we chose to stay home, they told them, there's an article somewhere in Greenville, South Carolina, like, y'all gotta go work or y'all going to jail. Black women going to jail. And
That
that's
was
when
real.
we had to go back and start cleaning
That's
up
real.
people. So it's an honor and a privilege now to just being able to choose your kids, like to say,
Ashay.
nah, you know what I'm saying? And then to pick up like, oh, okay, I want to work too. Like just the
Ashay.
honor of choice of doing what I want to do
Ashay.
is Black liberation.
This is Black liberation. I swear that was on my mind when you and Alexa were talking. Like, this is Black liberation. I say we were cattle. We not cattle. We not cattle. We were cattle to them. Like, how dare we box ourselves in as if we just a vessel to produce through? Nah. I'm handing the mic to you, Yvonne, and then I'm going straight to you, Crystal, and then I'm going straight to you, Monique. Okay, so y'all get ready. Yvonne, you have the mic, Mama.
Hey y'all. Okay,
Hey.
got the camera button, there we go. Star, I missed the beginning, but thank you because you were speaking my whole love language. I am a systems strategist, so I am into the operations, the systems, the processes, the tech. And first, let me lead with I am not a mother, but I had one. And that point is, I remember my mama, who's no longer with us. Hold on, there she is. And yeah, she had to work. She had to work. And that is why I leaned so heavily into entrepreneurship. She passed the year she was going to retire. And that has been on my neck for over 20 years. Which is why, one, I got to stay in the game. Two, that is why I know what I have to offer is what these mompreneurs need. Y'all out here trying to do all the damn things alone. Let me get closer so I can tell you. Stop doing that. You have help. And don't, just because we are not mothers, don't forget to look outside of your community of mothers and parents.
Of course.
We are out here. We don't want to see y'all struggle. We know what that looks like. We come from generations of what that looks like. We ain't doing that no more. I just turned 60 and I'm about to stomp all up in folks' necks because I'm tired. I am tired of watching how things happen. I'm tired of watching how other people move. I am here to keep the 30, 35, and 40 and 45-year-olds from getting to this point and feeling this. So holla at your girl, your internet auntie. I'm here. I got
you. Fine. Thank you. You got somebody in the chat crying now. We see you, Merlin. Thank you so much,
Yes.
Yvonne. We appreciate it.
We appreciate it.
Ashay.
The village is the village.
It's deep, right? Raven and I was talking about this yesterday, right? Like, literally, in any one setting, especially the summit, there are literally 4 generations at the same time. Like, where they do that at, right? Like, there are always Gen Zers, in their 20s, and there are always folks in their 50s, always 60s too, always. And it feels like home to everybody. Like, don't take this moment for granted. Like, this is proof that you can feel joy in the land of the living. Yeah, we striving for, things of glory, but even the scripture said, I would have fainted lest I believe to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. In the land of the like, folks are dropping dead. My grandfather, my hero, he dropped dead too. The year he was supposed to retire, he never ever went on a vacation. Like, it's crazy.
But the moms die, and the jobs be on the website tomorrow. The next day, they not checking on your kids. They not paying for no funerals. Like, it's a popular TikTok star who just died. Her family now creating a GoFundMe. Her and her mom got into a tragic car accident on Juneteenth, and her family now has to, like, raise money to give them proper burial. Like, and she had
Yeah.
millions of views on TikTok. And it's just like, you're really just holding a place for these companies. So you better realize where you're valued at. Know where you valued at. And go where you're valued at.
Ashay. So good. Crystal, I'm handing you the mic again. Monique, you are up next. We see you, Crystal.
Hey y'all. Good afternoon, good evening. All right, I'm gonna try to grab all my notes together. One, I am the founder of Granted Clarity Consulting. For those of you that have nonprofits or just your organizations are looking to fund through grants, I'm here to make it easier, particularly in the grant space, because that can get very confusing. And so, Alexis, I heard you say you had a new one, so just FYI, I'm gonna DM you. But I just wanted to acknowledge my surprise at this session. As a childless woman at this time, like, I didn't think this would be a session for me, right? I said, well, I'll just listen in, but I didn't think, I'm like, well, some of these things won't apply to me. So I was just very surprised at how much it did. And then just about the overall conversation itself, because Raven, when you talk about community, for me, I think about the fact that I look at my nieces and my nephew like, these are mine, right? Like, what do you need? Like, do I need to fly? Like, I just came back a few weeks ago from going to Atlanta to get my nephew, to bring him back to my parents so that my sister gets a break, so that she can go where she needs to go, so then she can come back and we could all do family things together over the summer in that time frame. So I think there's just a lot of, for me, it's just, I'm sitting in a lot of like surprise of just like, one, why did I think this didn't impact me, even though I don't have the designation, right? That's one thing. And then also just thank you. Thank you to Star. Thank you to Raven. Obviously, thank you to Casey Group for, and your whole squad. And yeah, so thank you to all of you for all of that, for the information, for just being here and for sharing. And lastly, Raven, where can I get that sweatshirt? That's last thing. Thank you.
Download the Blaze app, Blaze Group app. I gear. I stay with it on. And something I want to tell, the aunties matter so much. Like, before I was a mom, I was an auntie, and my kids have a bunch of aunties, and I have a lot of people who are childless, and I do childless because I consider, like, these all our kids. I always say I got village babies. Like, these all our kids. If I always recommend Bell Hooks' book, All About Love, she talks about this a lot, on how kids need the aunties, because who mothers the mother? You know what I'm saying? Who, when domestic violence going on in the home, that child need that auntie to say, let me tell you what's going on. You know what I'm saying? When that child is depressed, when that child is going through anything, they need the auntie. The mama needs the auntie. She needs auntie to scoop in and say, let me give you a break. What the kids need. Like, the aunties are a part of it. Like, it's not a separate thing. And I think, again, that's why we have to keep redefining, and we have to just keep recreating what it looks like, because they have placed us in this place where you was like, I didn't even think this session mattered to me, when it matters to you just as much as it matters to me, because you're upholding a mother. On Mother's Day, I tell all my homegirls Happy Mother's Day, because I have a lot of mother wounds, like not being, mother trauma, being separated from birth from my mom. And I tell them all the time, y'all mother me in adulthood. Like, in adulthood, y'all are my friends, y'all are my sisters, but y'all are also one of the closest things I have as a mom. I get fed, I can cuddle up and cry, I can be my most raw, vulnerable self, tell all my deepest, darkest fears, secrets, what's going on, and they putting me together again. And you know what I'm saying? So you, just like they say, just because you birth the baby don't make you a mother, and just because you don't birth one don't make you not a mother. And that's just that. Mothering is really an energy, and it's not like something that you go through. It's not a rite of passage. It's an energy. You know what I'm saying? So many surrogate women out here who are having children for other children, but it's the people taking care of them children too that makes them mothers. So don't ever think, girl, you just as important as the mama. Mother and the mama, taking care of the mama, aunties are just important. And I say this real life. I ain't just talking. I'm saying this real life, because at my lowest of my low, when I was in the darkest of the darkest place, there was a woman who was not a mother who mothered me. And she lived all the way in Africa, but she got me the fuck back up. So I was able to get myself back up piece by piece. And it wasn't no overnight process. Like, this was years now, like piece by piece of like, I'm going to be right here day in, day out. Like, I can't do it. Waking up having panic attacks. Like, I'm telling you, somebody who lived all the way in Africa did not let me go when I got my own mama in my own city. Like, but that was more pivotal of like, okay, let's do this. Let's structure this. Let's talk about this. You know what I'm saying? So don't ever, 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 ever doubt your position. Ever. For 1 second, Crystal. Ever. You so fucking important.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I forgot to ring a bell on that one. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Crystal. Appreciate you. Raven, you got me crying. All right. Yeah, I feel like Christina in the chat. Let me show this on the stage. Oh, that messed me up. Okay. I am bringing you up now. Monique, the mic is yours.
Hey. Y'all can hear me? Okay.
Yes. Hi, Monique.
Hey. So I'm home right now. I'm working on starting a business so I can be here for my daughter, so we can have more time spent together, and I don't gotta like sacrifice for a job, sacrifice for a company. I had started a remote job, thinking I could just be remote with a company, and whole time this job had be like on the computer. My daughter was like 2 at the time, running around the living room. I couldn't do that, because if something happened to her, like who they gonna come for, And I protect my daughter, so I just I left that job, and I just went full force into like being an artist, an entrepreneur, and being like those YouTube videos. If you ever see them family YouTube videos with the kids, and they got their kids as the center stage. I want that lifestyle, so I want to travel. I be seeing the memes like, I want a vacation, but I want my daughter my kid to come with me. I need a vacation, but so that's what I'm trying to create, a lifestyle where I don't have to like choose. I don't have to choose between a job and my time put in something else. I want to put my time in my life. So thank y'all.
Thank you, sis. It takes so much courage, Monique, to say your dreams aloud, right? Because it's scary, right? Because what if people don't believe you can do it? What if people think you're dreaming too big? What if whatever? And so for you to be on this stage and articulate, to feel safe enough to articulate your wildest dreams, you've already done the hardest part. And because you said it, because it's come through your lips, it's already real, sis. It's already real. It's already real. And if Blaze has anything to do with it, I mean, I'm not just saying this. You got people, sis. Like, you got people. Just keep saying what you need. Keep articulating it. Put syllables to it. Put a voice to it. Put persistence to it. And however we can bridge you to that, we here. But it's an honor to hear your dreams. Anything you want to say, Raven?
Yeah, and it's very possible, and it, like it's not far off. Like, literally, literally, like, I took my EBT card and I started buying loose herbs from my local market, and I started reselling them as herbal teas. And that's literally how I started being an entrepreneur, like during COVID. And it just took off. Like, in that year, I made 100K. It scaled so fast, I didn't know what to do with it. But that happening alone just showed me, like, damn, this is possible. And it's not even what I wanted to do. I just needed to make some money and not have to be having my kids in and out of school during COVID, because you still had to pay. So I used to take my EBT, make treats. Like, I'm selling cookies, I'm selling this, I'm selling chocolate covered strawberries, I'm selling cupcakes. I had a bakery business. I always had a hustle. I always found it. But one thing I didn't have back then, because it wasn't created yet, was Blaze. Like, so I didn't understand, how to, what I'm saying? Like, I didn't understand nothing. Like, these terms 5 years ago, automation systems, none of that. So you already got a one up for just being in the app. Like once you're in the app, you can take your business idea, because we're gonna have people show you how to take that idea out your head onto paper. We just had somebody tell you how to get grants, how to structure that business. I didn't have none of that back then. All I had was hustle and like, I want to do it. I want to do it. And I'm a hustler and I'm going to do it. And that took us so far. You know what I'm saying? We started there. It was just me and my homegirls. Now they have a whole midwifery business. My homegirl about to open a whole perinatal birth center in Columbia. And it just started with us saying like, we don't want to work no more. We tired of the system. So don't you ever, 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 ever think it's not possible. Don't you ever, 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 ever think it, it's not doable. When you get the idea, that's all you need right there. That's the consciousness. That's God telling you that's all you need. The size of a mustard seed, which is really a thought. If we think about it, a thought is smaller than a mustard seed. So that's really what faith is. So just keep going, connect with us, stay with us in the app. And I'm telling you, with dedication, you doing your part, because we're going to do our part. You'll be traveling with your daughter. You'll be traveling with your daughter.
Ashay. Thank you so much, Monique. Y'all are so funny in this chat. I'm happy this is resonating. And again, right, like I'm sitting here crying on the stage. I don't have a baby. Okay, I don't even know how to babysit, y'all. If I keep it a buck, right? If I keep it a band,
girl, because I ain't never seen you with no baby.
You never have, not one time. Okay, don't know what to do with the diapers. Okay. No, for real, I've changed one twice for my niece. I love her so much. I love all my nieces and nephews. But yeah, okay. Anyway, I digress. Merlin, we have time for one more, and then we have to poor Star. Star's still emailing y'all. We gonna bless her. We gonna DM her. Star, if you can hear me on YouTube, no, we love you, sis. You sparked the whole situation over here. Merlin, I bring you to the stage. And then we're going to do some housekeeping on leaderboard stuff and a few other things. Merlin, the mic is yours.
Hi. Okay, yeah, you guys can hear me. Hi, everybody. Oh, man, I am shooketh this morning. I came on just like getting some tips and tricks, and I'm in here crying. The number one, I'm a big baby anyway, but I was going to cry no matter what. But just hearing the different stories, just like seeing so many women that were me last year. And I know, here I go again. Sorry, y'all. Casey, I kind of talked to you when I came on as a vendor about a little bit about my story, but I started my entrepreneurship journey when I had my first daughter, and I knew that my job was not it. I was like, can I live this life working for this company that doesn't give a damn about me? And if God forbid something happened to me, they just gonna fill this position. My daughter needs me. So I made the leap 5 years ago to be an entrepreneur. And my journey is, I didn't realize how much I needed community until I lost my business. I lost my first business. A tow truck ran in the building. So to say that like the circumstances behind every little thing that happened from that moment before and that moment on has been life-changing. I didn't have community. I was all on my own. I was like, I'm gonna do this myself. I have to do this. I have to do this. I have to be a mom. I have to be there for my kids. I have to go pick up my kids. I have to run a bit. Like, I burnt out so many times. I had a mental breakdown. And it wasn't until when I tell y'all, God took that business from me because it was not serving me. And he was like, nah, you're gonna come up out of that and you're gonna do something better. And now I'm home with my kids. I'm able to work from home. I'm able to build this business online and just create something so much more impactful. Sorry, I can't hold it back because every time I tell the story, it's like,
girl,
it's
just
yeah.
It's really impactful. And like, I really found my people. And I was actually invited to the summit last year. It was my first time. And this happened March of last year when I lost my business. And one of my good friends, she was a speaker, Leslie, last year. And she was like, you should come to this because, it'll be really good for you right now. And I had nothing. I didn't know what I was doing. I was still lost. I didn't know, I was just like ready to give up. I was home and thank God for my husband, working to support us because that's the only reason why we got by. But she was like, come to the summit. And after I was crying all last year, everyone I went to, I was like, in tears because I felt so lost. And I was like, I found my people in this. Like, this is where I need to be. So Casey, just thank you for this like what you're doing is changing lives. Like, is really changing lives. It changed mine. It gave me the push I needed to keep going for not only me, for my kids. And hearing so many women and moms, just like, you don't have to do it alone, y'all. You do not have to do it alone. There is community out there. It may not be what you think or what it looks like, but y'all are here and y'all are showing up and showing out for us. And I just appreciate that so much.
Sorry, you done messed me up now. You done messed me up now.
I wasn't gonna cry until everybody else started crying.
You done messed me up. Thank you. I feel that. Oh, I feel that all in the center part of my body. I'm so happy you've gotten what you've needed, sis, and I'm happy. I can tell that you know that the well will not run dry. Like, this is for real. Like, there's so much space for you to take up, and so just keep letting us walk beside you. We ain't going nowhere.
It's always better. It always get better. You saying like you lost your business, like been there, done that. Like, I had a storefront, I had all of that, and I walked away, had a mental breakdown. And it's like, dang, now I'm doing something that I didn't even think was possible. Like, I didn't even have words to describe what I wanted to do when I was a child. Like, when I would tell people, but I don't know, I just want to create stuff. Like, I just like creating stuff. Like, I like the range, and I didn't think it was possible. And I put myself in this one lane, and little did I know, God was like, oh, we got the perfect table for you. But this table not getting built because this person going through what they got to go through first to get their spark. But she gonna build the table, and she gonna invite you to the table. The table gonna be perfectly created for you. You ain't gonna have to change nothing about yourself. You're not gonna have to feel like you gotta dumb yourself down, hold your ideas back, keep your ideas to yourself. But you going through it right now, so I gotta snatch this away for you to go through some stretching and some growing. But just hold on, because what you need is getting built on the other side, but you don't know it yet. You're not connected yet. And I think they're like me and Casey, we was, Instagram chatting it up, like, hey, hope you good, hope you well. Like, we grew up together, but little did I know she was going through what she was going through to get Blaze, and I was going through what I was going through. And then when we collided again, I'm like, you created what I needed. So what if you wouldn't have listened?
Yep.
You created what I needed.
Because what
you created the spot that I needed. I don't want to work for nobody, like, dead ass, nobody else. Like, I'm good. I'm trying to help her scale this. I want to stay right here. I'm comfortable. I love everybody who I work with. Ain't no drama. We all can communicate. We all, like, I can tell her straight up, like, my ADHD is fucking up today. Like, girl, I'm all over the place. Don't forget to post the pose and baby crying. Like, girl, I got a doctor's appointment. Like, I ain't never feel so more at home.
Yeah.
So what you think God taking away is really like, baby, you don't even know what I got prepared for you. You don't even know what I got in store for you. You don't even know how much I love you, that I ain't even gonna let you play small. I ain't gonna even let you be small. Yep. And that's for both of us. Because when I lost mine, I went through it. I thought it was a failure. I thought it was everything. But now I take so much. I just be like, I work for Blaze. Like, I just can't even explain it. It's beauty for ashes. Like, I swear, God will give you beauty for ashes.
Amen.
I swear, turn that thing around. Like,
I hear
beauty
that.
for ashes. So it was all divine. It was all divine. It was all divine.
I'm basking in it now. I said, God, whatever. I literally don't. I say, God, whatever you want me.
Take it away. Take it away. I don't even want it. I know you got better for me.
Exactly.
I know you got better. Take it here. Yeah. Thank
you guys so much.
Thank you, Mama. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, Raymond, I got to get you on the stage because you got me boo-hooing. Okay, then she shut it down, y'all. Oh, this girl here is a monster. Love you, Raven. Okay, we got to go to the next session, y'all. She a monster. Whew, Lord Jesus. I heard y'all done messed me up now. Nobody was paid to say these words. Y'all know. I'ma just say that Amber, I'm coming, I promise. Y'all, Amber Hurt gotta give a Blaze talk now. Okay, she gotta give a Blaze talk. We coming, Amber. I'ma just say, that, thank you, Toy. Toy said take your time. Thank you, Erica. Thank you, Nicole. I'm going to just say that when I tell y'all that y'all are the manifestation of my wildest dreams, you don't even understand the depths that comes from, because my mother was murdered when I was 1. She was chopped up. Her body was chopped up, and her fragments were put in a box. I was 1, you know. My father was walking and smelled her fragrance in the wind because the police refused to look for her because she hadn't been gone for 24 hours, right? I mean, that kind of love, right? Like that kind of love, you know. I was 1. And growing up, it was not easy for me to exist without my mother. Okay. I went to a couple of households. My dad's mom kicked me out of her house when I was about 10, I think. I was 10. My dad lived in Atlanta. I lived in South Carolina. And so clearly that wasn't a maternal relationship that was healthy for me. But all along, I was yearning for this lady I never remembered. I've always longed for her, right? My dad did get remarried, though. Beautiful, amazing, Hercules of a woman. Amazing. She never called me her stepdaughter. She always called me her daughter. And I still apologize to her at 33 years old that I don't even know how. I don't even know how to give her the flowers that she deserves, because the inside of me is still longing for something that I can't hold with 2 hands, right? But when I say that y'all are the manifestation of my wildest dreams, that y'all are my why, what I am telling you is as many parts of me that I thought was deficient. It's a reason why I've never babysat. It's a reason why I don't hold babies. There's some part of me that always felt deficient because of what I did not have, right? And the way that Raven tells me that I mother her, and now so many of y'all tell me the same thing, and you know, it's just, it is, I can't explain the parts of me that you touch and reassure. And I know that she was always on the inside of me, always on the inside of me. I know it. Like she was always on the inside of me. When people tell me I talk just like her, I walk just like her, I cut up collard greens just like her, you know, she's always been on the inside of me. And that has never been more clear to me than from the 7,000, I think we had 7,900 today of y'all just continuing to tell me over and over and over again that I don't lack, that there's not a part of me that's broken or deficient, that that did not destroy any part of what I was supposed to be as a woman. Y'all are my why. I mean that wholeheartedly. Now I'm gonna get off the stage and let Amber do her thing. Amber, I'm sorry, sis. I'm sorry. They done messed me up now. But I love y'all, and I mean it, and I mean it every time I say it. God knew, God knew that it would take all 7,900 of y'all for me to be sure that there is still loving on the inside of me, you know, that there's a mothering on the inside of me, that the mothering that I've always yearned for was never lost. This was always meant to be, and I will lack nothing in this lifetime. Nothing in this lifetime. So thank you. All right, what up, Taylor? I love you, mama. Bye, y'all. Got to go. We're going to see Amber Hurt on the other side. Her session is called Lessons from the Queen. I love you, Amber. My bad, sis. I'll see y'all over there. Peace.